It is quite unprecedented. 20 IIT students and alumni have petitioned the Supreme Court on Saturday, the 12th of May, against Section 377 of the IPC. The 20 IITians have taken the step on behalf of 350 plus LGBT alumni, students, staff and faculty from the IITs who are a part of an informal pan-IIT LGBT group, and they call that group Pavtiri. The group has been cited as a safe space for us to interact, connect and network is what they say. The development would add weight to those against Section 377, which was recriminalized by the Supreme Court in 2013 in the Suresh Kumar Kaushal versus Nas Foundation case. And the case has since been referred to a larger bench after a fresh petition by 5 eminent personalities to the Supreme Court. Now, these petitioners, some of them, 3 of them, in fact, join us live right now. And these petitioners have mentioned suicidal tendencies, attempts to suicide, depression as reasons to decriminalize Section 377. Just a fun fact for all of you, the youngest petitioner is actually 19 years old and 90% of these petitioners are below the age group of 30. These are 20 petitioners we are referring to. In total, they are actually petitioning on behalf of 350 plus individuals who are all alumnus or actual students of IIT. There are also 2 female petitioners and 1 trans woman. I'm very privileged to have right now to speak about this with me Balachandran Ramya from Mumbai, who is joining us live. From Bengaluru, we have Akhilesh Godi, and also one of the 2 women who have been a part of this petition, Keerthana Gopal, who joins us from actually Pittsburgh in the US. Thanks so much, Keerthana, and I will start with you because I just want to get your thoughts on all that's taken place so fast. It is just a petition right now. It has to be accepted by the court. But tell me, what made you become one of 2 women to join 18 others to actually petition?
Right. So I think that Section 377 is not something that concerns gay men alone. I think it is a problem that concerns everybody. And I think I could relate to the troubles of women and to the troubles that gay men face as a fact of as a result of the fact that I'm a woman. And so I think that's what helped me come forward for the petition. In fact, I remember the experience of one of my friends. He underwent sexual assault and he was not able to get any legal recourse because of Section 377 and the fear of prosecution itself. It is more of a fact of acknowledging the very identity of LGBTQ citizens and correcting the wrongs, correcting the wrongs about the fact that they have been denied their fundamental rights under the Constitution.
No, absolutely. But what I meant by asking about this was, why now? Why have you decided to join and join up with these IITians? Why now? That's the idea.
So I think one reason is that many of the earlier petitions have been curative petitions, but this is one that opens the very basis of 377, and it is Pravriti has been a group that is now growing, and it is only at this point that a lot more people are convenient to come forward and then say that, you know, we are queer and we are here.
Okay, that's about the confidence that you've managed to actually gather now with the help of your fellow colleagues in IIT. All right, I have to ask you, Bala, because what it seems like is that when 5 eminent personalities came to the Supreme Court and knocked on the door, the Supreme Court said, okay, now we have to listen. And similarly, when 20 IITians on behalf of 350 plus IITians do the same, that adds a lot more weightage, because even when people who are very well educated and educated in the best institutions the country has to offer, they decide that even they are in a situation where they need to go to the Supreme Court, they are persecuted for being who they want to be. It is at that point in time that they believe that the Supreme Court is the only place where somebody will listen to them. And therefore, it adds weightage to the fact that when you are suffering as an IITian, whether it be in your career, your personal life, you can only imagine what a common person, a common man who doesn't perhaps have a good job, a good education, what he's suffering or she's suffering, correct?
Yes, absolutely, because I think we've been privileged to be educated in the IITs, and many of them come from a fairly middle class, upper middle class background. But in spite of that, I think a lot of our situation resonate with with the rest of the LGBT individuals and the students across campuses. I think the narratives that we have included in the petition in terms of how 377 has adversely impacted every stage of our life, from the time we've been teenagers to the time that we were in college and to the time that we started our careers and in our workplace, and how it has impacted our choice of life partners and the freedom that we have in terms of having long-term romantic relationships. I think a lot of the situations in ways in which 377 has impacted us is common to all the LGBT individuals in the country. But we feel that, as Kirtana mentioned, the Pravriti group, which is really a group of alumni and students which was formed about 6 years ago, and thanks to social media and Facebook in particular, we have been able to sort of build up a lot of momentum. And when we floated the idea of launching this petition on behalf of IITians, I think there was a widespread unanimous support.
Who floated
so
the
that's
idea?
Why we, it was actually floated by some of us who are also familiar with other aspects of LGBT activism in India over the years. For instance, I'm also a core member of Gay Bombay, which is a very long-term LGBT setup in the country. So, many of us are politically inclined and legally aware of 377 and related aspects. So when some of us, and now that in recent months the 377 petitions filed by various people are also very prominent in media, and so we thought that we should do our bit, and we are we should leverage the IIT brand and try and exert greater pressure on the court by talking about our own lives and how we very much suffer because of 377.
Well, still to be seen whether the court will accept the petition. But I do want to also go across to Akhilesh, because Akhilesh, one of the big things that you mention in this petition, as I understand, is that you are trying to suggest that you yourselves, all of you, the alumni, have faced different issues, and that is why you have a huge locus standi to actually approach the Supreme Court about this matter. And you also mentioned suicidal thoughts and attempts, which basically suggests that some of these 20 petitioners have actually had a situation where they have attempted suicide. While you don't have to name anyone, you could share whatever stories you can to reflect just this.
So personally, this has affected me a lot more in terms of how I had to deal with my own identity and something that's core, because that's something that's not easily available or accessible in terms of understanding or questioning yourself. And I guess a major part of my final year in college had been a nightmare, or so should I call it, because I was clinically depressed with respect to asking more existential questions, and I didn't see a point because it would only cause more hurt to people around me and things like that. But here we are 2 years, 3 years down the line, fairly comfortable with my own identity, and the major reason for doing this is that I guess nobody should have to face this, face such levels of mental torture and go through depression, anxiety, and all of this is very common across the people in the community, and I don't think anyone should go through all of this just for something so intrinsic and innate to them. Adding to that, I guess it's also important that we, although we are filing this on behalf of alumni from IITs, given that we have this privilege, but I would like that there are support groups established across the country, across legal institutes, across medical colleges, so that people feel safer. And I hope a lot more people would come out and take a stand against 377.
All right, I have another question. You seem to suggest that even at an institution like IIT, you suffered.
Right.
Tell us about that.
I guess it has more to do with how I perceived how society would perceive me as. And despite studying in the best institutes, I guess, I guess I had the privilege of being around more acceptable and tolerant people than most other people would. And I shudder to imagine what would be the case of a person in a village, in a town where there is no access to resources or to talk to. I had to seek medical help from the psychiatrist at the institute. I don't think all these luxuries are available to people outside, or in fact to most LGBT individuals, and that leads to suicides. In fact, some of our petitioners have had suicidal tendencies, and I don't think it's really right for anyone to face something like this.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Keerthana, it's interesting that even when you have 20 petitioners who are, well, in a sense, family, because you're all IITians, to come together and put your name on that petition to reveal your identity, I know that that's extremely difficult. So I'm trying to ask you out here, was it difficult to get people together to actually put their name on that, and then, you know, putting your name on a petition that is basically gone to the Supreme Court and perhaps will emerge in one newspaper at some point, and to come on air like you three have is a completely different ball game, because you're revealing your identity, your face. How difficult has it been to actually come together in this process?
Yeah, so the one great aspect about Pravritti is that we have a lot of people, and the very fact that we have a group of people who are well connected means that even though others might be facing personal issues which prevents them from say being a petitioner on this, there are still many who are very much committed to the issue, who are very much willing to, you know, put their name on a paper. So basically, I think yes, we have had a lot of trouble trying to you know, convince people to sort of like come forth and petition, and I think it all depends on what stage of the process they are in. Many people are facing a resistance from their parents or other kind of family situations, and they would not, they do not want their identity to be revealed or face any kind of consequences as a result of this. So, but then the camaraderie shown by the group and the enthusiasm has been amazing, especially you know, getting the petition together in such a short time.
All right, thanks so much, all three of you. It's been a pleasure. You joined us live from the US, Keerthana and Akhilesh and Bala. Thanks so much for joining us at such short notice. The petition speaks of many things, but I think I'd like to leave us all out here with the thought that many of these petitioners have actually mentioned that they are contemplating settling abroad, or have already done so, simply because in their own country they just don't get the right to live the way they want to live. That's how difficult it is for them.